Oh! I just got stung in the foot by a yellow jacket. I don't know if I'm allergic to yellow jacket stings. Let's see if I can make it to the end of this brew review. All right, I've given it a few minutes and the pain is subsiding somewhat. So let's soldier forward with this brew review, and welcome back to the ever-changing light source of the beer garden. And if you're here because you like cheap beer, and let's be honest, why else would you be? Please tap that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as fast as possible, or followers, depending on what platform you're watching this on. And up this round, another multi-viewer request. A lot of requests for Heineken. People wanting to hear my opinion about probably the most famous beer from the Netherlands. This beer is here by overwhelming viewer request for a brew review. And coming up at the end of this video, I'm going to rank Heineken out of 5 stars, 5 being a very good brew. And I got to be honest, Heineken and I have sort of had a love-hate relationship. It's kind of like that girlfriend that you date where things are going pretty good for a while, and then she starts yelling at you for no reason whatsoever, and then she wants to break up, and so you break up. And then she gives you a phone call one night about 2 weeks later and invites you over. And then you leave the next morning, and you're thinking things are going pretty good, and then she wonders why you left so early, and then you get in an argument again and she wants to break up again. Well, that's the sort of relationship I've had with Heineken over the years. I used to drink Heineken, but it would give me just a killer headache, and so I didn't drink it for a long time. Actually, I didn't drink it until I was in Amsterdam, where I toured the Heineken brewery, and I don't know if it was just because it was coming directly from the source, but I had no headache, and it tasted amazing. It was kind of funny. I toured the brewery. It was an early cold March snowy day in Amsterdam. There was nobody there taking a tour. And you go there, you pay, it was like $15, and you get all these drink tickets with it. And since nobody else was really there, they gave me like 4 times the amount of drink tickets that they normally give the average person touring the brewery. And so there are 3 different bars throughout the brewery. You go up, you hand them a ticket, and they give you a beer. It was probably about a 10-ounce beer, I think it was. Straight out of the tap, scrape the top off. And again, since nobody was really taking a tour at the time, the bartender didn't care how many tickets. He just said, "How many do you want?" He just loaded me up. We were sitting around with literally a table full of 10-ounce glasses of Heineken. And keeping in mind, there are 3 of these bars throughout the tour. Needless to say, I started loving Heineken again. All right, enough of that story. Let's pop the top and see what we got. Rather effervescent open. And if you're new to the channel, you don't know about those 2 haters I had who really got into me for drinking the cheap beer out of the cans and bottles, so that inspired merch. The sold out Beer Snob's Cheap Brew Review pint glass, which inspired the Beer Snob's Cheap Brew Review leather patch trucker cap. So this pour is for the haters. 5% alcohol. Let me get it in the camera shot. There you go. 5% alcohol. Described itself as a pale lager. Reading straight from the can, it says Heineken Premium Malt Lager, which screams cheap to me. How cheap is it? Heineken is one of those imports that you can get for a pretty good price. I got a 4-pack of pints for, I think it was like $4.99. Oh, look at the dissipating head. We better drink it before it goes bye-bye. And hey, I don't want to drink by myself, so grab yourself a beer. Cheers. Got to pour a little bit more in. Had a little left in the can. Heineken says to serve their beer between 35 and 40 degrees. There we go. I don't know where this rumor goes around where Europeans drink their beer warm. I've been all over Europe. I've never had a warm beer. And I gotta be honest, because of that love-hate relationship I've had with Heineken, since I drank at the brewery in Amsterdam, I think I only had Heineken maybe 1 more time, and I didn't like it once I was back here in the United States. It tasted different, it tasted off. I don't remember why. And I probably haven't had it in 2 or 3 years. Very little, if no malt taste at all. I'm getting a little bit of a hoppiness that I don't remember on the back end. Kind of a straw type of a taste, a little bit of a piney hint in there with the hops on the back end. It's sort of lingering in my mouth. It kind of reminds me what Rolling Rock used to taste like, and I think the Heineken is helping because my foot where I got stung by the yellow jacket now about a half hour ago has stopped throbbing. Overall, a pretty straightforward European lager, non-offensive. As you can see, we've totally lost all essence of the head. I like lacing in a beer. I'm from the school of thought that if you have a good amount of lacing from a beer, then you've got some quality ingredients. Well, if that's the case, I don't know what I'm drinking, because there ain't no lacing going on with Heineken. But it does remind me of the type of beer that you would have, in a beer garden. Heineken tastes like sitting in a European town square on a summer's day with a slight breeze blowing nice umbrella above you, the occasional person riding by on a bicycle, women shopping, walking around braless with their armpits unshaved. So, overall, if you're not familiar with European beer and you want to sort of get into the European market, I would say you definitely go grab a Heine, and I don't think you will be disappointed. I'm kind of shocking myself because of this love-hate relationship I have with Heineken. Make this round a booty call, I guess. It seems to be turning out all right. So since this time was pretty darn good, how many stars would I give Heineken out of 5? I'm going to have to ring you up at 4.391 out of 5 stars. So there you go. I may be back on that Heineken horse. Thank you all who have suggested and requested this brew review. How do you like Heineken? What has been your experience with Heineken? Do you have any memories of Heineken? Please, in the comments down below. Love to read them. And if you made it this far through the video, please tap that subscribe button down below. I have over 100 cheap brew reviews here on the channel. Please check them out. And before you check out a few more of my cheap brew reviews, grab yourself a beer and you drink that beer. Cheers.